Hey folks, welcome back to Good Enough Customs. So last week we were working on the kick panels. This one I believe we finished last week, and that one was like 99% finished. Finished it up yesterday. Today's Sunday, by the way. Finished that guy up yesterday. Got my little patch panel that I needed to make up here. It was just a small little patch. Got that finished up. Got him all ready to go. Put a little coat of primer on it. Kick panels are done. So that was my last roadblock. That was the last thing holding me up on getting the floor actually put in here. So guess what we're doing today? That's right, we're putting a freaking floor in this truck. Yeah, it's like, what, 3 weeks for it? I don't know, it's been a while. Been way too long not having a floor in here. So, yeah, we're gonna put a floor in. Hopefully we'll get everything done today. I don't know if we will. Am on a time crunch, as per usual. But I've got a pretty solid plan. At least I think it's a pretty solid plan. And let's go over that real quick. So the existing floor, it actually has a piece of extra steel that's like right here. And it goes down to here, and it ends down in this neighborhood where I've already cut. It starts right there. So I think what I'm gonna do, in order to make life a little bit easier, because like I said, this is doubled up, and I'm guessing it's doubled up for, you know, holding the seat, to where, you know, if you're in a collision and that sudden stop, you're not just going to rip out of the floor and, you know, off you go. So here is where the backside of this doubled up metal is. So I'm going to lay out a tape line from here to the other side. We're going to cut it all the way across. Then I'm going to lay out another tape line on the new floor pan. And we'll move it out, you know, 3 or 4 inches, and cut it, and, you know, do the old fitsy button cut, cut and butt, whatever you want to call it. I think it's cut and butt. So we're gonna do that. Give this guy a nice line across here. That'll get the floor sorted out, ready to go. So a few things I got to do first. One, I've got to get all this crap sorted out and cleaned up, picked up, moved out of the way. Got to get Jackson up to help me move that big old heavy full floor pan. Slumbering teenagers, it's always a rough time. So I got to get him up to help me with that. Then do my cuts, and then get him back out to help me get it into the truck. So we got a few things to do before I go trying to awake the sleeping teenager. And I guess I'm going to get to it, and we'll catch back up with y'all here in just a few minutes. Alright, so got that guy cut. You know, this part's free, and you can see the reinforcement that I was talking about right there. So that's all nice, free, and clear. The cutoff wheel couldn't get down in that little corner. When I went to the Sawzall, it kind of jutted over there, so, you know, just whatever. It don't matter. That part's getting cut off anyways. So I'll probably go to a fresh cutoff wheel when I get to that point next time around. Maybe I can make up, get it down in that little hole. So I guess now it's time to go awaken the teenager and get him going. So we can get this guy moved out, and I can get it ready to cut out there, because I'm going to cut it outside, because again, there's no room in here. So I'll cut that guy outside, and then we can get it drug in here, set in place, figure out where we need to make our cut here, get that cut done, you know, get everything secured to where it's not moving around on me, and then we'll get that cut done and move on from there. So like I said, I got to go get Jackson up, you know, and that can be difficult at times. So I'll be back here in just a little bit. All right, so got Jackson out here, give me a hand setting this up on some sawhorses, so I'm not working on the ground. Yeah, where this guy's been sitting outside, you may say, why is it so splotchy? Where it's been sitting outside, this E-coating that's on here is not UV you know, doesn't have any type of UV protectant on it. So this just wipes off. So I came out here and hit it with a rag and you know, some hand wipes or whatever, just to try to get that chalky stuff off. So every time I touch it, I'm not, you know, just making my hands black. But yeah, so we're gonna measure back from this hole. We're gonna measure back about 5 inches and do the same thing over there, and then lay out a tape line, and that should get me pretty close. So so I'm gonna do that real quick, and then I'll get the cutoff wheel out here, and we'll hack this guy in half. And I think on the inside, whenever I pulled that piece out that I just cut off, I'm gonna need to clean up the bottom edge of that. There's some grease and training fluid and stuff like that on there. So I'm gonna need to clean that up so I don't like start a fire when I go welding. So I will have to go inside and do that. I'm not gonna worry about filming it because it's just, you know, it's just me underneath the truck scraping and wire wheel and all that fun stuff. So so yeah, so let's get this done because it almost looks like it might want to rain again. So let's get this done. That way that part's out of the way and we can move forward from there. So all right, here we go. So I'm gonna make my cut on this side of the line, and we'll get her sawed off here before long. Probably not gonna use the Sawzall for this because too much vibration. This thing's gonna end up tumbling if I do that. But I think what I'll do different than I did in the truck is I'll actually start in the middle, work my way back. That way I've still got all my structure out here on the side and it's not just, you know, flopping around. So let me go get my cutoff wheel and extension cord and we'll get to it. And that's how you ruin $600. So no, cuts came out pretty good. It did bend on me a little bit down here. That's okay. That'll hammer flat. So now what I'll probably end up doing is taking my flap disc and you know, just kind of knocking all the little fuzzies and the little splinters and, you know, all that fun stuff off. Just that way we don't, you know, wreck our hands when we go to put this thing inside the truck. Then once that's done, then I can come back after that's done and you know, actually clean up the edges, knock a little bit of paint off, you know, once we cut, you know, where it needs to be, which would be somewhere in this neighborhood. Once we make our second cut, then go back and clean up my edges, give me a little bit of bare metal to weld to, and then get everything aligned, all that fun stuff, everything set, and then get to actually tacking this guy down, double checking all the pieces and parts, making sure everything looks just right, and moving on from there. So let me get my flap disc, do all that, and I'll catch back up with y'all inside. All right, back inside. So here's what we got. Giant hole in the floor. Yes, I know. Very well aware of that. The problem that we've got right now is the new floor has the built-in inner rockers. Already have inner rockers on this guy. You can see where I've been pulling on that one. I can't put the new floor in with the old inner rockers in. And here's the reason why. The old inner rockers, or the way the inner rockers sit, is they actually sit up underneath and then come down inside. And you can see there's our spot welds that hold that inner rocker in. So I've got to get those guys out of there, or else my floor is going to be, you know, pushing in on the sides. And I don't want it to end up breaking something or doing something it ain't supposed to. So, so I believe I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull these inner rockers out. But here's the problem. This passenger side inner rocker, or outer rocker, is, you know, she's a little rough. I mean, there ain't much good left in this thing. So my fear is I go taking that inner rocker out, taking what little bit of support it currently still has, and this guy is going to basically fold in half somewhere in this neighborhood, because right around here is where all the holes are, and then we're just, you know, really rusty, horrible metal right in here. So what do I do here? I've got some square tubing that I think I'm just going to take and tie towards the front of that outer rocker, just weld it to it, and then come on back on further back on the outer rocker where it's got some good metal, grind off the paint, and just go ahead and burn that guy on there. That way it's got a little bit of support on that outer rocker. It might hold just fine. I mean, I do have the front of the truck, supported with that strap. It's still bolted down in the back. It's not moved. It might be totally fine, and maybe I'm being a little overcautious here, but it's just, I'm scared to death. I break those welds loose, and I pull that inner rocker out, and this thing just goes, crank, and it does like a Z or something. And it just, it's just, that wouldn't be good. So I'm going to have to pull these inner rockers out. First, I'm going to shore up this outer rocker. Then we can go ahead and, once those guys are out, we can go ahead and set the new floor pan in and start getting it all figured out where it needs to sit and line up and all that good stuff. Get it kind of situated, and then get everything really just kind of set up and ready, and make our cut, and we're pretty much ready to weld. That'll be awesome. But there's still a little bit of prep work to go here. One thing I do want to touch on is put some cardboard up. I don't know if y'all seen that in the background. Put a little cardboard up over the windshield. I know I hadn't done it the whole time I've been out here working. I got a message from my buddy Jason. He's just like, dude, cover up your windshield. I was like, oh yeah. So, whenever you're grinding and welding, you're sending literally red hot shards of metal into the air everywhere. And they will basically hit the windshield and melt in. So now you've got a bunch of weird little speckles all through your windshield. And when the sun hits it just right, it's really shiny, really sparkly, and very difficult to see out of. Especially at night in the rain. And it's not a good time. So I threw that cardboard up there earlier today, since I knew I was going to be welding and grinding a whole bunch more inside the main cab area. Most of my stuff's been up underneath here for now, which I'm not too terribly worried about it. But since I'm pretty much in this area now, I really don't want to get this windshield ruined. Whenever I go to move into the firewall and doing the stuff out front, I'll pull the cardboard down, put it on the outside, protect it on the outside part of it as well. So, just a little tip for you. And again, like I said, my buddy Jason's like, dude, don't kill your windshield. Learn from my mistakes. So anyhow, me and Jackson did go ahead and pull the new floor pan inside the shop. It's been threatening rain this afternoon. So here's the front of it, which you haven't really been able to see because it's been in the ground. But this is where this flange right here is where your firewall basically spot welds to all the way across. And you might remember on mine, I was missing basically from around this point over to somewhere over in this point. This was all just gone all the way back to, back here. So I've got the new floor pan in here. It's about ready to go, but like I said, we've got to get these inner rockers out after looking at it a little bit closer. So I guess I'm gonna get started on that. I've got some spots to drill out. I got some grinding to do. Shouldn't be too terribly bad. I've also got a piece of square tubing to weld up onto this rocker out here. So I'm gonna do that real quick. So I'll check back in with y'all guys here in just a few. Well, I didn't see a piece of square tubing, but I did have a nice piece of angle iron. So we're gonna go with that. Maybe a little thick, a little hefty for what this is doing, but yeah. I did kind of already fit it up here. I had to beat the crap out of this rust because it had pulled out, so this wouldn't sit flush. So yeah, I think we're ready to weld this guy up. So let's make a mark there, and we'll make a mark there so I can grind it. well, that's up there, and it should hold, should be fine. So now I don't feel so bad about taking out the rest of this inner rocker. Hopefully this guy, doesn't kink over and die. That would suck. So all right, leave that there, and I'll get started on cutting out the old inners. So be right back. All right, that went pretty smooth. Drilled out a ton of little spot welds through here. Now I did buy some new tools because yeah, the thing that I've been using before, pry bar, it was just destroying stuff. So went online, ended up finding these are Eastwood seam splitter kit. And if I can remember, I'll drop a link down in the description. But it's basically it's just for busting spot welds and splitting seams, and it comes with 3 tools. There's 2 of them. This one that's got a slight angle to it. That one that's got a hard 90. I wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to use that one. And then there's one that's just flat. And the 2, all of them have a side profile to it, so you can hit it from the side and try to take out stuff that way. But yeah, that made that super easy. It's kind of wish I had that on this guy when I was working on that. But yeah, those are nice, and they weren't expensive. It was like $50, something like that. It wasn't expensive for what they are, and especially if they save me a bunch of time. So all right, top side I think is all out. A couple rusty spots where it's really hard to see a spot weld, but you can see they're spaced fairly even-ish down through there. It's all broke loose right around into here. Over here it's still binding up on me a little bit, but that may just be because I haven't actually popped everything loose. So I'm gonna go on the bottom side, drill out the spots on the back for the bottom, go ahead and knock those guys loose, and then see about getting this inner panel out, and then we can go to the driver's side, get that inner panel out, and then we're one step closer. So getting there slowly but surely. Okay, back at it. All right, not too terribly bad getting that one out. I mean, Mother Nature did a lot of the work for me by rusting most of the spot welds out. But yeah, I ended up just drilling the spot welds out from the front side. 1, they're easier to see up front. 2, whenever I go to put the new one in, I am going to need to, get it supported right in through here. So I'll clean this up as best I can. And then we'll use these holes that I drilled right here. I'll use these holes to spot my new one in. Probably won't use all of them, but I'll use, quite a few of them to spot in the new inner rocker panel. So cool. This side's done. This side's ready. Just need to go driver's side, do the same thing. That side may be a little bit more of a challenge because there's not as much rust over there. So I'm gonna go over there, work on that, and then when I come back, we might be ready to set a set of floor pan in here. So good things. All right, I'll be back. Inner rocker's gone there. Inner rocker's gone here. Everything's cleared out of the way. Should be good to go to put the floor in. So I guess I'm gonna go get Jackson real quick and see if he'll come out here and give me a hand. So I'll be right back. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, you're gonna need to watch your fingers. Probably need to grab it at the front.
I was gonna say grab it at the front.
And we gotta rotate up. Okay, up. Hopefully it'll work.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
Your inner rocker is inside.
Yeah.
Okay, mine's on the outside, no big deal there. We may have to pull it back a little bit.
All right.
Because there's going to be we got a lip we got to get under.
Yeah.
Which is directly down here on that side and this side.
I see it, I see it.
Yeah, so let me pick up your side with me.
I had it.
Hang on. I'm still too wide over here.
I'm on it right here.
Are you inside of it or are you outside
I'm
of it?
inside.
Okay. So I may have to just do this. That's what my holdup is over here. Take the front end, dip it down as far as it'll go.
All right. That's hard.
Walk it up. Okay.
That's, you know,
Okay. Bring your side down a little bit.
I'll have to pull back.
That's okay. Okay.
You want me to keep coming down? I mean, I'm off on this side now.
Okay. So let's see if we can pick your side up a little bit. Okay.
Are you setting on your side? Because I need to get set on this lip right here.
Well, the problem is this
Okay.
goes under that lip.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm still getting stuck on that.
Yeah, I figure once, but the problem is now getting past the rocker. Once we get past the rocker, how are you looking on the rocker over there?
So far, I'm good.
Are you inside the rocker?
Yeah, I'm inside.
Okay.
Besides this little back bit that we can bend.
Yeah, the back bit is not that big. Okay.
What do you want me to do on this side?
Just push it, dude. You ain't gonna hurt nothing.
Well, I'm getting close. It's just right there.
Hey, while you're pushing that in, push on the top edge. Yeah, see, I'm not even up to that point yet.
I'm on it now.
Okay.
It's just it's bent down at the bottom.
That's fine. See if you can pull that thing out.
No, because if I do, it'll pop right back.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. It's been so much.
Yeah.
I was flying on it. Didn't go under.
Okay. Got an idea. Take this, Stick it in here.
And
Push. Push in, forward. Push in, forward. Push in, forward.
yeah.
Let me go to the other side, do the same thing.
Yeah.
This is one of those, you can't get too far out of square on it.
If you do,
It's not going to slide. Toss that hammer.
big one or
Little, big one, I mean, sorry.
You want me to go?
Go ahead. Okay. Hold up. It's gonna get loud real quick. Okay. Should be pretty doggone close where we need to be. I mean, we're still a few inches off here. Push up there on the toe board. Don't, yeah, I was gonna say, watch your fingers. Okay. There's a floor in there. Kinda. So I don't know how well, if I was able to use any of the video. Me and Jackson got started on this and I totally forgot to turn the camera on. So we kind of turned it on part of the way through. Couldn't find a good spot to put the camera. We were kind of in a precarious situation, so it was really difficult to, you know, maneuver around and get the camera set and all. Yeah. So did my best, but probably missed most of that. If you didn't get to see any of it, here's what you missed. That was a bit of a struggle. This is definitely not designed to come in from the top. You know, duh. The problem that you run into is your rocker panel is, you know, so basically this part, your inner rocker goes all the way up to here. It's supposed to sit up underneath this rocker. You know, so trying to get things flared in to be able to squeeze it by. Plus you have this flange here on the kick panel that you got to get past. Yeah, it was a challenge. But was able to end up getting it in there. Ended up bending the inner rockers, just hit them with a hammer, just bent them in a little bit so I can at least get them started. The rockers, the outer rockers here, have enough movement. It's terrifying kind of, but they have enough movement where I could flare them out and get this guy down past. So that worked out all right. Now you may be looking at this going, man, that's a big gap. Well, yeah, part of it is this guy's settled down. The other part is I've got to get the front end higher, but you can see I'm kissing the, this is actually part of the old floor I missed. This is the flange that goes on the front side. It goes on the front side of that floor flange. Say that 3 times fast. But you can see I'm pushed out a little bit past it. And that's, you know, all the way across, but it's okay. This thing's wedged in there pretty doggone good. It don't want to move right now. And to be honest, after knocking all those spot welds loose and cutting, and oh my god, it has been a day. And here we are. It's late afternoon on, what is today, Sunday. So I've still got to get editing and everything done, but I wanted to at least get the floor in the truck. It's not in, but it's there. It's close. It's good enough. So now comes the fun part of tweaking and moving and shaking and doing and trying to get everything to line up kind of where it needs to live. That's where I'm at now. That's going to take a while to get everything kind of sorted out, lined up, done the way it needs to sit, and, you know, maneuvered, and it's going to be a bit. And unfortunately, I ain't got that kind of time today. I still got editing to do so I can get this video out. But there is light at the end of the tunnel, and it's definitely not a freight train. So it's going to look something like this once once the floor is actually done. It'll look something like this. So I think what I'll do is And I keep saying this, but I'm going to try to work on it this week. I know Monday and Tuesday's out because I've got stuff to do for Jackson's football team Tuesday. And I've got to prep for it on Monday. So I'm tied up Monday, Tuesday, but maybe I can get out here Wednesday, Thursday and do some work and try to get this stuff lined up and try to get this thing to where it's pretty well ready to go. And then next week we can get this guy tacked in, or at least mostly welded in, or ready for the most part, and then get started on the firewall. And that way we can kind of keep moving on things. So I hate that we're not going to have the floor fully in this weekend, but hey, this is head and shoulders more than what I was dealing with. So anyways, we're just gonna end this one here. Ending it kind of on a high note. I'm not disappointed one bit about that. That is fantastic. Yeah, there's still a lot of work left here, but oh man, it's good. It's good stuff. It's little stuff. So yeah, so we're gonna wrap this one up and carry on later on this week. So I do appreciate y'all guys watching, tuning in. It means a whole bunch on this. If y'all guys want to follow me on social media, that information is listed down in the description. Questions, comments, concerns, what have you. You can always drop those down below. I do read them. I usually respond to them pretty quick. So feel free to, say something, say hi, whatever. Don't matter. If you like the video, be sure and hit the like button. And if you made it this far and you haven't subscribed, what's the problem? Just hit the little subscribe button. I release usually on Monday afternoons. So if you want to get notified when a new video releases, hit the little alarm bell thing down there. It'll let you know once a new video is released. So anyhow, I do appreciate it, folks. And we will see y'all guys next week. And just remember, it ain't got to be perfect. It's good enough. And this is shaping up to be good enough. We'll see y'all next week.